Woo! Sorry about that, everybody. A little bit of issues on the technology side, but we're in it now. Moscow Hardpoint, Purdue COD versus the University of New Mexico. Pretty even going into the Fountain Hill. Surprised at what I'm seeing here, but as you can see, Purdue setting up for a break in there. Actually, no, that is going to be the University of New Mexico. We do have the colors flipped as well. So far, so good for Purdue COD, and Stone's going to find a big two-piece to really sink in this hill.
Yeah, and I mean, you can already see great start here from the side of Purdue, though. Stone and Tragic 9-3, 9-4. Obviously, we missed the first little bit of this game here, but I mean, if they're going to be slaying out like this is going to be a rough day for UNM. But they're keeping to them. They're able to at least hold their own here. But everybody on the side of UNM, they're going to be having to fire on all cylinders to be able to come up against this Purdue COD team.
Yes, they are. You're looking at rotations over to the bottom of your mini map where that lock is. As soon as it opens, we vanish on. And Stone working their magic across the map. You do have some respawns going here, but all four players from the University of New Mexico looking to push down Boulevard. They're setting up for their AR. Solar's going to be up top. He's going to rip off Stone as soon as he peeks out from that window. But soon, it is going to be Purdue COD to hop right back into it. 71-61, and they're in a really good series to break this open.
Yeah, they have a really good chance right now to try to break this from the front. But I mean, Purdue Gold, they're in a fantastic spot right now just to really hold on to these spawns and just really shut them down. Everybody from the side of UNM, they need to try to filter in through this boulevard, and it is just not a very good chance for them here. Everybody on the side of Purdue COD just set up strong. They're holding on to this very well. And I mean, Vanish Tom, he was up to a little bit of a rough start here, but now 8-6 on a 4 spree, looking to find these streaks.
Yeah, look at Stone, you're talking about him. New to the team, 11-6 to start this one off. Not too shabby, if you ask me. 10 seconds left before we go back to our second rotation. And then New Mexico, they're going to be the first ones over there as well. Looking to set up. There's going to be big two hills right now. If they can dominate checkers in hill number 2, I mean, you know how dangerous that can be. But look at the yellow in the kill feed. Purdue is just towering on through them. Maddie's got some good shots. But it's Purdue COD really keeping their front foot in it and really backing up New Mexico. Look at that break from Benji.
Awesome break there. They break right in through the front. They completely stagger this push from the side of UNM. And I mean, if you're Purdue COD here, you got to think maybe they're going to push all the way in through the front and just try to break out these spawns and really flip them out here, because it's only one player now for the side of UNM. And actually, I think they have already broken these spawns. So it's really only Precisions who's in the back here for the side of UNM. He needs to go massive, find a couple kills back here. But Tragic's going to hunt them down. So, I mean, these should be spawns now to the side of Purdue as well. This could absolutely blow this game open and get really scary for UNM if they don't get a break here soon.
Tragic spawns. Tragic for the game. Benji on a 5 spree. Inside checkers, really locking it down. If you find any more, looking for number 6. Ooh, Solar's going to catch him from behind. Get the re-up, though. Maddie, we're going to get in behind through Boulevard. Tragic is beaming right now with this Craig. 17-10 on a 2 spree, but got to keep your eyes out from that. Heading into the hill number 2, you have the setup so far. And look at Benji. He's coming in from behind. He's going to take him on down. Oh, shaky shots, but he gets Solar. Now feeding in through this to the slaughterhouse is going to be UNM. You get a nice 2-piece from the both, but the respawn's going to be immediately there for Purdue.
Yeah, and unfortunately for UNM, 2 of the players on Purdue, they end up spawning out Globe there. So it just makes the push from Purdue so much easier, because they can just actually set up a 2-and-2 pinch and send 2 players in through the middle of the map, just shut down that push completely from the side of Purdue. But they still have one more chance. They can try to break this from the front, but it actually looks like they're just going to send all 3 players now off of spawn, make that 4, just try to push back over towards the new hill, towards this fountain, try to get set up here to hold off another Purdue push.
Look at this rotation here. Tom's able to find one. Already, that should spawn out some players there. And yeah, you can see the white arrows are going to be spawning up to the right side. You need these 3 players on the hill for New Mexico to turn up big. Benji for the swing. Dominates Domers. And the break, it's going to be in. The pinch from Stone successfully getting into this hill for the remainder 60 seconds. And they broke spawns into a Purdue. God, they can put this away quickly in the series. They are truly, really bringing it to this Moscow. Now, what can we see from New Mexico? It's kind of do or die right now for this Moscow hardpoint, and they are losing their gunfights. And that should be like the first thing you need to look at right now for New Mexico, is they're starting to fall behind. You're looking at Precision 6-17. You need some of these players to kind of pick it up if they want to go toe-to-toe with Purdue.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I'm not really surprised at all by this outcome of this match. Purdue was a top 25 team all year last year. Unfortunately, didn't get to play in the CCL playoffs, but this team is no team to be slouching on. And they're back this year with a vengeance. They know they didn't get to play at playoffs, so they just want to try to win anything that they can right now. This was definitely a team that a lot of people thought could make a lot of upsets as well inside of those playoffs last year. So, I mean, it's great to see them back, firing back on all cylinders here. But UNM, they're not out of this game yet. They can still try to make their way back into this. They hold on to the spawns for this new hill, but it's going to be one of those situations where they need to just start holding on to some of these hills that they are early set up for. Because, I mean, they got broken way too early at Fountain.
Ooh, Benji. Thought he had that right there, but
All by himself, though, now.
now Stone is going to catch the feed out, so nobody going to be in the hill. He can hop in a matter of no time at all. That is an interesting gunfight to take with the SMG, but I guess you got Tragic to watch your back. Can he find the second one? He doesn't need to. Benji's got his back, so 30 seconds left into this hill. You can put Moscow away if you're Purdue, and I mean, knowing the last time we saw this Boulevard Hill, it's only a matter of time before they put this one down. You look at the spawns coming in from New Mexico. They have to race to the hill from behind. Tragic and Stone doesn't look like they're ready for this, but as soon as they turn around, they're going to put that last second through, and Purdue caught with a 100-point club to start this series off in the Motherlands.
Yeah, that kind of worries me for this series. That is a fast 100-point club as well. I mean, it looked tight through, the first 2 hills when we came into the game and joined in that first set of rotations at Hill 3 on the Fountain Hill. It was like a 50-50 game, and then Purdue was kind of like, all right, you know what, the casters are here now. Let's turn it up. Let's get it going.
We should actually play some Call of Duty now, but yeah, you're right. I mean, we got in at the Fountain Hill. It was 56 to about 40. It was as close as you can ask for from these two teams. But then Purdue, they turn up the heat, and now you're looking at search and destroy. If you're University of New Mexico, it's a chance to slow things down, really play at your own pace. The gun skill is where I'm looking at University of New Mexico. They got a little bit outclassed in that Moscow hardpoint. You really need to slow things down and get a little bit comfortable on Raid, because Raid, you're not going to see the pace of Purdue slow down whatsoever. So University of New Mexico, I'd like to see them take advantage of some power angles to really keep Purdue out of their sights.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're really looking at this UNM team, you got to think it's on precision. He had a really rough map 1. He's going to need to turn it up here, especially against Purdue. This team is no team to be slouching on. I mean, I know I was kind of hyping them up towards the end of that last game, but top 25 team here in the CCL, very solid team. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them make a run here this weekend. And I mean, Stone, brand new addition to this team, and I mean, he looks like he's fitting in like a beautiful puzzle piece, to be honest.
Like a rock to hold them down, right? And that a pillar of their success on Moscow. But exactly like you're saying, you need some players to pick it up for University of New Mexico. You talked about Purdue. They had a tragic end to the playoffs last time. They definitely want to pick things up here, and said they're out for vengeance. Well, their vengeance, it looks like it is very severe when you're going up against it. Raid, search and destroy. We know the pacing's going to be fast. We've seen it plenty of times, and I'd like to see him slow down. How are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think UNM absolutely needs to just try to completely break any type of pace that Purdue is probably going to try to throw at them here. Because, I mean, I would not be surprised you see Vanish Tom sprinting through the middle of the map multiple times here for the side of Purdue and just trying to run straight at these UNM players, make them uncomfortable. That's Purdue's game. It's what they're going to try to do to you over and over again. And if you're UNM, you got to sit back and really just try to maybe play picks. Try to get any little bit of a man advantage, team advantage that you can to try to help yourself pull this game out. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough time for you against this Purdue team.
It's going to be hard, but now is the time to turn heads. He took down the University of North Texas already. That kind of in my head, that's like sirens going off. Like, oh my goodness, they did what I thought they couldn't do. And now you're moving against Purdue COD. This is your time to show what you have to offer going into the next CCL season. I think that's what really I love that for this eFuse tournament. And also, I love that eFuse is putting on these tournaments because it gives these students a chance to show what they have going into the CCL season as well. So big shout out to eFuse for that one. But when you're talking about this tournament, the Summer Open, yes, we're towards the end of Cold War, and yes, they're going to be playing a new game into the next one, but you're seeing a lot of roster changes in the college scene for these COD teams. And when you're able to kind of dip them into a tournament like this and see who comes out on top, I think this is really going to let us know what we're in for the coming season.
I agree. And I mean, I think Ottawa always going to be a team that's going to be scary. That Ottawa Black team that obviously ended up winning last year. So still very talented team. Actually, I believe it was Ottawa Gold that won last year, if I'm 100% correct on this. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Ottawa Gold won last year, but Ottawa Black still sticking together. They're actually a team that's playing throughout this tournament here today as well. So they're going to be a team that's going to be a tough force to wreck with for themselves here. But yeah, you're not at all wrong when you say that these teams making these changes, it's very different for a lot of them. And I think a big thing with the changes as well that's kind of different for for Purdue, for example, like you're adding Stone on, which is like, yeah, great. He's a very good Cold War player, but none of these players have played together inside of a game like Modern Warfare. So like next year when we head to Vanguard, I think it's gonna be very interesting.
Interesting indeed. Dahmer's looking to get this bomb down. Tom, can he get an angle? He can't. Precisions. Asked him to step up to the plate. Where there you go. But Purdue, not long to get back into it. You find two through the middle of the map. Tragic and Stone to strike. It's going to leave us even now when the dust settles. You look at Tragic. He's over by Tiki. Stone's going to be sitting. Actually sneaks on underneath. So it's going to be interesting because player number 3, he's very disconnected, but Solar reads him like a book. Tragic, last one alive in Precisions. He makes the wrap around, and he puts it in the grave.
Well, UNM not slowing down the pace at all here in the game so far. They decide, you know what, let's just push our way all the way up towards B. Let's get this bomb down very quickly. And I mean, fantastic for them to be able to do that for themselves here. And Precision's already starting off better than he was last game with that first kill. I believe he stayed alive throughout that entire game round there as well. So maybe a very good S&D player. Yeah, 3-0 already. So off to a much better start than he was in that hard point.
3-0. Oh my. That's one way to go from 0 to 100 real quick. But look at this wrap now. Full map. Hitting for Purdue, and Solar set up to take Benji down for first blood. Vanish Tom not going to stay quiet for long, and if you're University of New Mexico, you might want to just hold on to this even life because you're slowing them down. You have them trapped at the moment. If you can take care of Stone, that's going to be a big one. But Maddie gives it up, and now Stone has a chance to really turn the tides.
And Stone has so much information here too to let them know where, like the fact that the back of Laundry is completely open, because now they can just sit here, watch middle of the map. He's going to find that information on his Solar as well. So him and Vanish Tom, they have every chance in the world to be able to close this out. They've got so much information on where all these players are. But Solar with a huge win onto Tragic there. It's going to open up a lot, at least force us into a 2 versus 2 now.
Oh, and he catches off Tom as well. So now it's Stone all alone back Laundry. Solar's going to stretch this one. Stone, he can't see this whatsoever, not even on the jump shot. And you have Precisions watching his back. You can just stick this, and you can defuse. No time at all for Stone to get back into it. And even if you did, you had Precisions watching over you like a guardian angel. 2-0 beginnings to the search and destroy for the New Mexico. And what a way to bounce back after that hard point. Wasn't expecting to go like this. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, Solar with a beautiful read here to be able to just pop up at the right time, find Vanish Tom, close out the round there. So, I mean, good round here from the side of New Mexico. They're picking it up quite a bit. They've got 2 players on 4-0 in Solar and Precisions. And I mean, if either one of these players can find streaks, it could absolutely help snowball this map and close this map out a lot quicker for the side of UNM. And you know they probably want a really quick map here, considering how rough that first map was.
I'm surprised Tom left him alone there. I thought he was going to push into Solar as soon as he knew he was there, but left him for too long, and he's going to pay the price for it. And look at that, paying the Pied Piper. Benji, first blood, knocks down not just Dahmers, but that's going to be bombed down as well. Get the information of Stone. Maddie's going to put some shots through, still comes away with the kill. Evens us up now, but look, it's going to be troublesome getting that bomb back into your possession and losing out on more players as well. Precision's going to go down, and things look a little bit dicey here on the side of New Mexico.
This is the difference from that last round. They don't get that bomb down immediately. And then once you don't get that bomb down and you're pushing towards that B site, you kind of get trapped in there. And then not even that, the fact that they only get trapped in there, but if that bomb goes down, you have such an easy chance. We saw it in round 1 where they're able to just sit back on the top of the bedroom and just watch over the bomb. It makes playing offense so easy if they can get it. But this time through Purdue, they read the play. They knew what they did in the first round. They said, hey, you know what? No way we're allowing that to happen once again here. And they actually end up shutting down both streaks as well. So, I mean, beautiful round from Purdue, bringing them right back into this game.
Oh, wait, Jose. Stops the bleeding for now. Benji bomb carrier. Over to the A site this time immediately, and you look at the setup that you have from New Mexico. They're gonna have Solar up in Laundry. He has to back up with the nade barrage that he's receiving. Maddie up close is gonna find Stone, but gonna wait for Solar to pick on up. Tragic's gonna go down. That's numbers now to New Mexico. 2v3, and look at player number 6. Look at Vanish Tom. He knows that position, likely to go on these flanks, so he's gonna be sitting back.
And it doesn't look like they're going to try to get as aggressive as they were with the bomb plant last time through, even though they do hold on to complete Laundry control. I think that was their mistake last time. They kind of all separated a little bit too much with Laundry control. So, I mean, maybe if Benji pushes up, gets his bomb down, and Vanish Tom can make his way to him, and they can just play back Laundry, hold it together. and not give them a chance to be able to really stretch that bomb. I think that's their best chance of being able to win this game out, and it's
Oh,
exactly what happens. Benji puts the bomb down. Vanish Tom going to catch some rough timing, though. He was able to at least get one, but Precisions will find the trade. Benji goes down as well. So, I mean, just piecing them apart as UNM as they take the round.
you look at the setup you had there. I mean, New Mexico, they were ready. I mean, were kind of banking on Purdue to go for the plant as well, because that leaves Vantage Tom alone while the bomb is being planted. And yes, you take down Dahmers, but he's had precisions inside art, ready to strike whenever. You get rid of that player, exactly like we see here. It's going to get rid of Tom and then Benji all alone. He has really no exit. You can't get to laundry in time. He has to push through pillars. They had every single route checked. And because they had numbers advantage, you were okay with letting the bomb get planted.
Yeah, it just makes it so much easier once you have that numbers advantage, because you can just decide, hey, you know what, put that bomb down. We'll just play for retake, play for trades. It makes the rounds so much easier for themselves here. We'll see what UNM decides to do here on offense. Both their last two offenses, they go towards the B site. First time, it's a lot more successful. And actually, yeah, Benji got so aggressive there. And actually, Vanish Tom might pay the price for this as well. He's going to get caught off as a full 3-man hit from the side of UNM towards this A site. They should be able to get this bomb down very easily here.
I mean, New Mexico, their teamwork in the search and destroy has been sublime. Chef's kiss, maybe. I mean, you look at that. Benji goes for the aggressive play, and it actually might have caught off those two players, but because Precisions has been slow paced. He's been waiting. He's been that late flanker as well. He sits in art. Benji goes aggressive. He gets paid. And then Vanish Tom's alone there on that. You have those two players that are pushing through a ring. They're able to overwhelm Vanish Tom on that angle. I mean, this New Mexico squad has really turned the tides in the search and destroy.
If they can hold on to it, though, that's got to be the really big thing here. I feel like if they can win this round, they have a very good chance of being able to close this game out. But I mean, it is college COD. We saw a 5-1 comeback just in our last series alone. So I feel like nobody's ever truly out of a game here in Precisions, though. When he's shooting like that, we said he needs to pick it up from map 1. He's 8-1 right now. He has absolutely picked it up.
He is putting his name to work with those shots. With that player down, Purdue's going to call for the wrap and take a look at player number 4, Maddie. He's going to be waiting inside of art, and he could really spoil the fun for Purdue COD. If he can take down that bomb, he does. Banshee's going to fall. Bomb is down in art. They find another one. Tom's going to catch him out, bring those lives back a little bit. But with the numbers advantage, again, it's just New Mexico playing trades so perfectly here on Raid Search and Destroy. Stone's left alive in a 1v3. Has the bomb recovered, but not a lot of options. Raid now. He's going to peek right into that player, Solar. And the AR is just going to rip him off that.
UNM, man, they have absolutely just taken over this game. We thought that they should play very slow, but I mean, the teamwork, you called it out earlier in that round, but the teamwork that they used off the start of these rounds, the way that their team pushing everything out together, catching these Purdue players off guard, working out so well for them. Yeah, you're kind of getting hard carried right now by Solar and Precisions, but I mean, you're not going to complain if you're Dahmers and Maddie. That is for sure right now. 1-4, 3-5. They do not care at all. It is a 5-1 lead right now for UNM, 1 round away from being able to close this out. Another full 4-man hit over towards this A site, and nobody here really for Purdue right now. They're going to need to try to reinforce and hit this from the middle of the map.
If you're just tuning in, UNM, they got 100 point clubbed last map. And now they're about to 6-1 Purdue here. If they can put this round away. Oh, Solar, Maddie, they're putting them in the blender. They're saying, let's go to control. Let's even this up. Stone 1v4 this time, and everybody's got their eyes on him. Eventually, he's going to fall. New Mexico 6-1 in the Raid Search and Destroy over Purdue COD. And let me tell you, that was an absolute clinic of a search and destroy. The teamwork, amazing. The shots, fantastic. And everything on the shoulders of Precisions. He did a wonderful job at bouncing back. You said he was a highlight factor going into that second map. And man, I'm sure he filled that gap that you were asking for.
I mean, 9-1. I mean, you can't really complain about that. If you are a UNM fan, you are absolutely ecstatic right now off of the back of that victory in that search and destroy. And I mean, looking at the rest of the series now, you got to think with how dominant that Purdue win was in the hard point and how dominant that search and destroy win was there for the side of UNM Esports. You got to think that this raid control, it's really going to be the swing map and mode for this entire series.
Usually is. And with that swing map, we can see what the momentum is after it. But right now, we're going to cut to a short little break. And when we come back, more College COD just for you. And welcome back to the College Con Summer Open, powered by eFuse. My name is Seymour. Alongside me, as always, is the dashing Cruz himself. We're heading into a swing map on Raid. Map number 3. These two teams lay even after the search and destroy, and it is going to be Purdue to start on attack.
So apparently the question of this series is who's just absolutely going to dominate the other team here in this map mode combo, because map 1, 100-point club for the side of Purdue Esports. Map 2, UNM come out and they absolutely destroy them on the Raid Search and Destroy with a 6-1 victory. But Purdue already looking better here in this respawn game mode. They don't have to worry about their lives as much here in control as they do normally in that Search and Destroy, and already off to a fantastic start here.
You don't have to worry about their lives because they're not missing right now. Tom, no worry in the world, walks right into the B site to take down Dahmers, and look at the follow through that you're seeing from Stone. Looking to snowball into this B site as well as a flank from Benji. Is Solar going to be ready for it? He is, but he still gets smoked right off of that basketball Eddie. Luckily for New Mexico, they win a few gunfights on the site. They're able to keep back Purdue for now and looking to burn some time off this clock.
I really like the play from Precisions as well in that round. He was pushed all the way up inside of the garage, and he was able to find one. And actually, right after he finds that one inside a garage, he repositions. He's out of. We're obviously not on him right now, but he repositions back into bedroom, finds another 2-piece onto the likes of Purdue, and has just completely slowed this push down every time they try to come off the spawn. He's still going right now. Unreal stuff right now from Precisions off the start of this round.
I know Benji could observe, but I didn't know he could move like that. Wow, I know they're two different Benjis, but all love the producer Benji as well. Solar, what a flank. He's going to come out from behind and put a total wrench in the attack so far for Purdue. Let's see if he can play his life, because he's also spawning them out all the way towards the bottom of that driveway. So Purdue has to travel far to get into this. They're going to totally neglect him. Go for the kitchen push. Already take down Matty. Look to follow on through and flood on into the site. But Dahmers throwing him shoulders. Looking to take him out as well. 2 kills go the way of New Mexico. And that should provide an exit for the respawns to get back into it.
Purdue, that's exactly what happens. They get all the way back up. They have control of bedroom now. Now they push forward. They want to try to get control of kitchen. And you can see the overextension from the side of UNM is already coming in. They're going to try to make the push through the middle of the map so they can make a flank play in here from behind. But the first tick of progress, you got to think it's going to be basically imminent at this point. It comes through. And I mean, with only 3 lives left on UNM, you got to think like Purdue, they're going to put this round away.
I mean, with that has to be the round. Look how far they're spawning. You got no respawns. You have the site stacked. Purdue just dropped New Mexico in the blender in the last one. I mean, they started off so well over to the A site. You saw a little bit of a comeback for the University of New Mexico, and then just like that, a snap of a finger, they said, "Okay, that's it. We're gonna take the B site."
And that's why I'm worried about a little bit here in the series for the rest of it here with UNM, because they look really good in the search and destroy, but you got to think that the search and destroy, they were able to play a little bit more slow, methodically, even though it was a little bit of a faster paced Raid search and destroy than maybe what we're used to seeing. They still were able to find those picks, completely open up rounds for themselves to really pull themselves back and be able to win it. But when it comes to these respawns right now, it's just pure slaying on pure slaying. Purdue just seems to have that advantage at the moment.
Well, off the rip, it looks like New Mexico, they want the B side. Tom's able to find one and get out. A-Spam's going to come in, but he's looking for another one. Solar is just going to walk out into no man's land, pay for it in blood. And Dahmers, he makes it onto the side, but he's lost all his team.
And everybody on Purdue is pushed up. They are all in the spawn. They can try to make a big play here, but actually Precisions and Matty, they'll go huge to be able to get themselves out of their spawn. And it looks like it's going to be another attack towards this B site. They can set up a big pinch onto player 2, Tragic, who's the only player here, but he's actually going to find 2 through the water steps. That's absolutely massive to slow that push down from UNM.
Every single time you see a little bit of traction from New Mexico, it's just somebody on Purdue just puts them in the dirt. And now you can see Stone off of this break of kills. He is going to be looking for a little bit extra off spawn, moving into the weight room. And he is going to be spawning out chaos. The rest of the New Mexico team. He's going to find Matty from behind. And luckily for the University of New Mexico, they find a few kills. They get onto the B site. They're able to stalk the clock, pull some rotations away for the side of Purdue. But here they come, tumbling on in. Vanish Tom and Benji, they find 2. Streaks come on board. They want to put this away fast. They want to just keep snowballing this game. And with 19 seconds left, they are set up to put this control out. At least round number 2 here. Benji dipping in and diving out. He's able to take down one before he falls. 11 seconds left. Somebody has to step onto this. Maddie's going to hit in. Dahmer's to follow up and stack it, but Purdue, they are setting up advantage. Tom, he strikes from behind, flanks them out, and takes them off of this time. Yeah, Solar's found himself to A.
They find themselves onto the A site. Usually what ends up happening here on raid control, I mean, we talk about it all the time, but it really is like zone tag. If you're not on the B site and you don't have pressure over there, if you're Purdue, everybody will spawn up over towards that A site and they can hop back onto it. And look at this, everybody now dies over at A, they can hop back right back on and run right over to B. So I mean, this is the annoying part of raid control, but now a very good chance actually for UNM to be able to get some more time on the clock here to help themselves out and be able to win this round out for themselves. So, I mean,
big push.
I think if you're Purdue here, you need to just pick a site and try to defend one at this point. Just give them the extra minute.
And they gave him the extra minute indeed, but like you said, 4 lives remaining. If New Mexico win this round, it would be the utmost breakdown ever of all time. With no respawns left, player number 8 is on an island in the back. Benji's going to overwhelm him. They pinch him out inside. Art, it's tragic to put streaks on the board. He's in 10 in a row. Can he find 11 to put away the round? His position all alone. He's running up driveway, making a little bit of a ruckus. But they're going to feed him onto tragic for 11 in a row. What a round for Purdue COD. They go up 2-0 in the control and looking to keep the domination going for either squad.
Scary though, man. That got like way too scary. if you are Purdue there, you can't allow that to happen. Like at some point, you just need to just be like, hey, you know what? Let's just give up that zone. We have like a 15 life lead. Let's just give up a zone, not give them the extra minute there, because like realistically, the extra minute didn't matter. They were kind of just feeding lives to the side of UNM at one point in that round. So, I mean, at least they close it out, probably on the back of the fact that Tragic didn't die throughout that entire round there on an 11 spree. Now they've got streaks as well to work with here. And, I mean, we were looking at it going into this. We were wondering who's going to dominate the control after seeing how dominant both teams were in their respective modes in map 1 and 2. But, I mean, right now it's just looking like it's all Purdue.
And if you're New Mexico, I feel like this is a dangerous spot to be in. You really wanted the 2, 3, and 5 if you're going to take down Purdue. But when it comes to respawn, it just seems like the gun skill is outmatching University of New Mexico when the pace is sped up. So it's hard to keep up with this team, and already they're getting rid of the A site. You have 2 streaks to work with. This could get messy, and it could get messy real fast.
And Tragic still hasn't died, by the way. He's on 12 in a row now. Absolutely just having an unreal map for himself right now. And as soon as I speak on it, of course he dies. Caster Curse coming
Good
in
job, Caster.
at full effect there, but I mean, nonetheless, Purdue Gold, they're in a great spot here to be able to close this game out, and you got to keep your eye on Banish Tom. He's making a big flank play in from behind. I think this flank is probably going to be everything in this round here.
Oops, I'm shooting a little bit of a dead body. Thought it was an enemy, and that's gonna really cost him that gunfight. 3 go down like that, and yeah, I mean, Tragic, he went on that big spree, but it wasn't anything flashy. It was just a day in the park for Purdue COD right now, it feels, and you're down in lives right now, and this is probably New Mexico's best chance at putting something away. If you can withstand these streaks, might be able to keep your life going here in the control.
Well, step 1 has been finished now as well. If you're Purdue, you were able to get back control of bedroom, and actually the flank play will come in from behind as well from Benji. So they get onto the site at the very least. They do get shut down very quickly though. So I mean, even though Purdue makes a great play there, they get out, they make a fantastic play to get inside towards that zone. It's really just UNM that makes the play right back and shuts them down. And Tragic's actually going to ping the streak as well, just to try to find some information on where these players are.
I think Precision's really been that guy for New Mexico as well. You put some pressure on him, and he has answered the call for New Mexico. He's 19 and 14 here in the control, doing his best at keeping them alive inside of it. And they've also successfully slowed down Purdue. So that's where they're going to see a lot of, I guess, upgrades come into this success. But gotta look at Benji. Once again, hitting this flank, but he's alone out here. So it has to be big enough to allow them to go through their spawn and get back into it. Already take care of one. Here comes the streaks out. Benji finds another one. Are they going to catch him off the spawn? They do. Solar. Oh, what?
Must have had spawn protection there to not fall to that streak at that very moment in time. But nonetheless, the rest of the
these
streaks
ones,
are going to
though.
come in. Yeah, those ones aren't going to be
These
spawn
ones.
protected there. They hop onto the zone. They at least get 2 ticks in, but a beautiful nade over the top from Dahmer to shut down and slow that tick progression down. They can't 2-tick it now. They can only get 1. Speaking of 1, they can't get any now. Benji's going to fall on the side as well. So I mean, just a beautiful play there once again from the side of UNM to break back in and get back control of their zone. And that was both streaks invested as well. And a round win here for UNM.
That is, as you would famously say, best case scenario for the University of New Mexico. Both streaks gone. You slow things down. You show them that you can win a defense. Everything's going to be up to this attack.
Now they got to win an offense. So
that's the hard part because you have to set the pace. And when Purdue COD is up in your face, getting in your spawn, making flank plays like that, there's such a nuisance for you to get onto the site because as soon as you get 3 down, then all of a sudden Vanish Tom or Benji are behind you to take you out.
Yeah, 100%. This is really what's going to test UNM right now. Because, I mean, if they can win this attack, they could absolutely bring themselves right back into this map. Maybe even take the series lead here. The longer this map goes along here, it would have to be a reverse sweep of the map, but see what they can do. It's going to be a big one-on-one gunfight through the middle of the map between Vanish Tom and Domers right off the rip here. But, I mean, even more importantly, over towards the A site, a big fight brewing between the two teams.
Oh, Benji wrapping around the ring. A little bit of the do-si-do. But look at this. Off the break to the B side. They're going to hop on, stop the clock, get a brilliant shot from Solar to even take down a little bit extra progress here. So they're going to get an A or a tick to B. So you can see the sharks in the water surrounding them. Vanish Tom from basketball courts already starting to flood on in. And the yellow in the kill feed. It is bright. And it is there to stay. Matty doing his best to stay alive, but not able to get that third tick through. They're going to spawn up. And even with player number 2 being over into Art, they're not able to go from B to A so quickly off these spawns.
I would be so annoyed playing Purdue. I swear Benji is literally always flanking. Like, I don't think I've seen a round where this guy hasn't been coming behind somebody and shooting them in the back in this control. It wasn't really working out for them on that last offense, but wholly on this defense, he finds 3 on that last break to hold off that first UNM push over towards the B site. And now everybody on UNM, they put full focus on going towards B once again. They find 2 kills on their way over there. But of course, it's tragic. This guy's almost on 40 in a row, or 40 in a row.
40 in a row. Wow.
40 in a row. That would have been something. But 40 in the game. He's having himself a game right now.
Over under.
I'm not playing this game again.
All right.
Over.
Tragic. I said he wasn't flashy earlier, but he has turned up the lights for me, man. Domers is gonna find Stone, but they are suffocating University of New Mexico inside this A site. Around the ring he goes, and again, he's going to find a target from behind. Off spawns, too. I mean, look at the spawn interruptions from Purdue. Every single time that New Mexico get wiped off of a hill, they can't go to the other one just because there's always that player flanking through. Oh, don't do it to him, Tragic. He's out 40.
I called the over. I said it. Come on.
You said over. He's got a minute 16 to find 1 kill for you to be right. So I think you have
the
this one.
And
there you go. There you go.
The first time ever we called the over-under correctly here in Purdue. I mean, they're just putting on a clinic right now. 18-6 in the lives as this round closes out here. And I mean, what we thought was going to be a lot closer of a game number 2. And let's not forget the UNM. They did pull off that last offense through 2 streaks. But I mean, to be able to win this here is going to be so tough. They need 1 tick of progression over towards B. It's going to need to be picture perfect COD from this point on.
Solar finds an opening from behind. Oh, wait, 3 lives to 15. This is going to be a tough one. 1 tick, 2 players. And Tragic is looking to put the nail in the coffin here. Purdue caught 3-1 in the control. Tragic turned up. And I don't think anybody could stop him on that raid.
Yeah, with both the defenses, he was just absolutely unreal, to be completely honest. Every time he got up into the face of them, it didn't matter if it was the Diamatti, the AK-74U, the Craig 6, he was winning the gunfight with whatever he had in hands there. And he's the solo reason why Purdue ended up winning out that game there for himself. I mean, yeah, that streak usage in round number 2 probably wasn't the greatest streak usage. They didn't find a lot with it. But, I mean, he was trying. And apparently he didn't need them anyways. So, I mean, good stuff from them there.
He's basically a walking score streak himself.
But, I mean, now you look deeper into the series, and you're looking at UNM. They got to find a way to win a respawn, and that's going to be the tough thing against Purdue.
I mean, it's precisions. He needs to rally his team, and he didn't show up in the hard point to start us off in map number 1, but it seems like he's here to play for the rest of them, shaking off those start of the day jitters. And, I mean, he's been really good for New Mexico, I'd say, for the rest of it. He's been almost a pillar on Solar as well. If you have Precisions and Solar, your assault rifle players, shooting well, inside checkmate and kind of going toe to toe with this Purdue COD team, I feel like they could sneak this away. I think if any map is going to play to your strengths, it is going to be checkmate for the assault rifles.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think might be their best chance out taking the respawn. You're not wrong at all in the fact that their ARs have looked very good. But let's not forget the ARs on the other side as well, though. Vanish
Yeah.
Tom, very, very good on the side of Purdue. I mean, team captain, let's be completely honest here. And tragic, we saw in that last map just going absolutely off. So, I mean, if they're on as well, that's where it gets really scary for UNM. But I appreciate that you're trying to bring in some of that good favor, good
You
hope
know,
for the side of UNM. You're cheering for the underdog, and I appreciate it. It's
I
just
have
it's
to
a
bring in
tough
that
hill to climb.
I have to play devil's advocate whenever you say something's gonna go one way. It's just it's how we keep this going, Cruz. I mean, I want to see University of New Mexico do good. I mean, they're really turning my head here in the CCL Summer Open, powered by eFuse, and I want to see them thrive over into this checkmate. But we're gonna get this map number 4 underway. But before that, a quick little break, and when we return, it's either going to be the finale of the series. We're going to Moscow, baby. Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to Purdue COD versus University of New Mexico. Game number 4, checkmate hardpoint. This could be the means to an end, but if you're University of New Mexico, you really want to push that Moscow because that game 5 is where you have been showing your strengths. But right off the rip, you see 3 go down, make it 4 for the University of New Mexico, and Purdue, they are going to sit pretty on this hill.
And they've got good side spawns. This is just a very rough start for UNM. They need to get back into this hill as quickly as possible. Try to break their way back in because Purdue Gold, you never want to go up against a team like this in respawn, let alone a team that's just absolutely running away with everything in this series in terms of respawns right now. And if you're Purdue Gold, you absolutely want to get this one done here in this map mode combo as well. You don't want to play another search and destroy against UNM with the way that they played you in that first map. And actually, a spawn flip will come in. UNM, they do get a little bit of a flip here. So, I mean, Benji needs to go huge in the back. He's going to fall as well. So, I mean, that's a big, big flip from the side of UNM to start this game.
Well, all that was going down. There was a contention inside the hill, so not a lot of time going to Purdue off of this, especially when you get 4 down. That is best case scenario, Cruz, and you know it. Dahmers finds 2. Can he make it a third? He cannot. You're seeing the collapse come out for the side of New Mexico. You do have the reinforcements spawn up, but tragic. He finds an angle in, sneaks his way on through, almost takes down Dahmers as well, but instead it's going to be his teammates in Benji. Break into this hill. You still got 2 players to deal with in the back line. Solar cleaned up. Positions now pinched out. They break into this hill. 37 seconds. I'd like to see New Mexico take one more swing at this.
We'd like to, but it's going to be tough for them to get close to this hill with the position of where Purdue COD is all set up here in Vanish Tom. He's just holding down this right lane. He does end up falling, but he has teammates to back him up. And, I mean, with 20 seconds left and where they're spawning, I can't see UNM taking another swing at this one. Now, I think everybody just needs to back up and try to play for this rotation underneath P3, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Everybody's just going to push back, try to get set up, but you can't allow Purdue to string these 2 hills together.
At this, Benji soaks up all the scrap time that he can carry. Another 3 down for New Mexico. Matty looking to go big off the top ropes. Can he find anybody in the back line? He's going to put them some shots down at Stone, but it is going to be 3 down again for New Mexico as they just can't get out of their spawn, it seems. Solar finally getting a little bit of momentum together. I think lane control, it's the big thing to look out for. Dahmer's going to break this hill, but Stone now, he is going to be the one in their sights, and it's Matty to clean this one up. Benji, the last one standing, relieves the pressure onto the hill, but only for a short amount of time.
It's a break that they needed to try to get themselves back into this. You didn't want to give up too much time to Purdue here in the game, but it doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter what UNM do. They get back inside the hill, but then all of a sudden Purdue, they just reinforce and they get back in. They bully their way back onto site. Now masking that 100-point mark, they can get to what? Right around 115 at the end of this 3rd hill to the 30 on the side of UNM. We saw a 100-point club in map number 1. And I mean, if UNM, they don't turn it up and start holding some of these hills, I think we're going to see another one here.
Well, plenty of time to soak up here in checkmate. You know how fast this can turn around, but tragic. This doesn't seem like you can get through him. He has been a staple for the side of Purdue. Stone's going to force himself into it with the SMG. The 74U shooting good for this player. 3 go down for Purdue. You're looking to get onto this hill now and soak up the time if you're New Mexico, but Tragic's in the plane, and he is beaming you out of that time. take another hit at this. It's Benji. Getting no way. Can he sneak through these ARs, though, on the power angle? He finds an opening. He's going to hop on for the congestion. 20 seconds into it, and he has to back right up because his team is falling fast.
The way that he was playing that, it looked like he was just going to try to be pushing up and get the contention here. And Maddie's actually going to find a huge two-piece there to get that scrap time, bringing UNM right back into this game. We said they needed a hold. They get a good 40 seconds here for themselves. And actually, look at the position of player number 4 in Dahmers. He's in a fantastic spot to play spoiler here once again for the side of Purdue COD. If Dahmers can make a big play in through the back, and actually he doesn't even need to, his teammate finds the kills, they get the spawns. They have just strung those two money hills together.
Dahmers coming alive when he needs it. His team needs it. 9 and 13, but having a lot of impact into this game. 3 go down. Benji's on a 5 spree. He's going to drop before he can turn it into anything more than that. Now in the hill, it's Tragic laying down the law with the Krieg. They're going to be spawning out New Mexico all the way in the back left, and this spawn trap, it is going to be deadly because this rotation from hill 5 to hill number 1, if you can dominate, you can pull these spawns, but you do get a blessed spawn out here if you're New Mexico. On the opposite side, the right side of the mini-map, now you're looking to put pressure on for the other side, but you just can't get through Tragic. Another 5 spree with this assault rifle player. But again, it's just Purdue not turning those streaks, or those sprees, into streaks.
Oh, man, I was going to say the positive there as well is that if you're UNM, at the very least, you get out of that spawn trap, but then Benji pushes through the top of the lane and finds 3 kills to not even allow you to get set up in there. Because we all know that this hill number 1, if played the right way after the first set of rotations, really can turn into a big money hill here. But it looks like it's just going to be another one of those classic hill 1s where it's just an absolute contest fest.
Maddie in the hill for the congestion. Last time in this hill, they were able to flip these spawns and get the majority of the time on that hill too. They don't need it. Purdue is just going to lock down this first hill, spawn out a player as well, put some pressure into NASA. The trades are going the opposite way. Precision's a big kill and advantage. Tom, now it's Dahmers to clean out the hill for the scrap time. This is big time for UNM.
And they need a better hold here. The last time through on this UNM, they get the break early on. They get to start the hold, but within 10 seconds, it felt like Purdue broke right back in. And they need to be aware of Benji in the back. Benji's in a great spot once again to try to play spoiler here against these UNM players as they all start to just drop once again. And that's a huge kill. Precision's finding that kill on advantage, Tom. It should really slow that whole push down and guarantee those spawns still for UNM.
How many times are you going to say that, Benji, in the back?
I mean, dude, he just flanks over and over again. I said it in the last map, I would hate to play this guy.
Yeah, it would be so annoying, but still time to UNM. Holding down the hill for a little bit. A break comes through for Purdue for the remaining 30, but fighting on the front line, it's going to be Dahmers. Shot punches in, but Benji punches a little bit harder to deal with. Precision's going to clean him up, take him off this hill, and look to get a little bit of his own. Expecting Vanish Tom, but the shots aren't going to be there. It is going to be the break again for Purdue for the remainder of this time, and if you're UNM, you have to look to lock down the plane.
Much more respectable hill too, though, from the side of UNM that time through. With spawns, they don't get broken right away. They actually hold on. I think they split time there pretty much throughout the entire time, whether it was contested or going to the way of one team or the other. It just felt like it was mostly split. And I mean, we head into this, they are still down 80 points. They need to make the comeback here for themselves. And once again, Purdue COD, they just set up a pinch over and over again, especially on this P3 hill. It works out so well for them because they can just hit from every single angle. They come in from the top of the plane. That's why plane control is so important on this map mode combo for itself. I mean, Purdue Gold, they're playing this perfectly, but UNM still not out of this yet. They have a chance to be able to bring this one back.
Hey, you know how checkmate goes. We've seen it enough this year to know that it is never over. 26 seconds, Tragic snaps. Another 5 spree. 28 and 14, and again, he falls before he can turn it into 6, but there's a good chance for UNM to hop on for the scrap time, and this hill number 4 coming up, it was a big hill for New Mexico. It gave a majority of their time into the series, and it could be what they need to draw back into this game.
Could be. You're not wrong at all in saying that hill 4 is where they really brought it back for themselves on that on the last set of rotations. I think they got right around 45 seconds on this hill out of the 60. They're off to a good start here once again. Vanish Tom, the only player really close, but actually with that split spawn coming in, this could set up a good chance for Purdue to really be able to break into this.
They already find 2. And Benji getting behind. SMGs, they tear through their opposition, and again, a break on early. 34 seconds. They can close it out here. So if you're UNM, you were struggling, you were scrambling to get back into this. You're going to find two to break on in. Vanish Tom stands up with a double kill. 3 down again, 233. They only need 15 to put this one away. So you have to hit this again. The Kadesh is going to be on through. Can they break it out? Vanish Tom is going to be taking some shots from behind. The Diamante wins the fight. It is going to be the teammate that helps him as well. We're going to see another hill, but it's only 11 seconds for Purdue to take this.
Yeah, Purdue can't win on that old hill, but they do have the rotations on lock right now. They can try to win it here on the new hill. It's going to have to be a break very early from the side of UNM.
Tom!
They have the teammates. They have enough people to try to do it, but it's just not looking like it's going to be the case. They do at the very least flip out the spawns.
Tragic. If he goes down, that'll be huge, but the reinforcements are here. Benchy's gonna hop right back on. Tragic finds the kill into Maddie before dying, and that's another 3 down with 2 seconds remaining. Purdue COD are gonna push themselves even farther into the bracket with a 3-1 victory over the University of New Mexico. What a map it was for UNM. They looked a lot better than map number 1 on Moscow, but just wasn't enough to go toe-to-toe with Purdue COD. They looked fantastic in the search and destroy. It's a little bit to work on when it comes to the respawns.
Yeah, I mean, a much more respectable respawn as well. And I mean, I think you called it out when you said that map is a lot more AR heavy. You can kind of play those positions a lot better there if you are UNM. And you saw it in that map. Precision's really turned up a lot better than they looked in that map 1 on Moscow. But unfortunately, yeah, they just don't have the slaying power right now to the side of Purdue COD. But this is a good test for them. It's early in their CCL careers. It's one of those things where you got to get knocked down to be able to build yourself back up if you are UNM Esports. And you know what you need to work on right now. Your search and destroy looks fantastic. If they can start to find a way to win their 1s or 3, their 1, 3, and 4, they're in a very good chance to be able to make deep runs inside CCL as the later in this season goes. Because this, unfortunately for them, they are out of the tournament now. This is a single elim until top 8. Once we reshuffle the board and we get everybody put in towards that double elimination bracket. But honestly, I mean, a good showing from them. They already beat North Texas, which we thought was a top 25 team from last year. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for these guys. They just need to work on their hard point.
You know, when I went to college, the first thing I was told was fail because you have time to work on it. You have time to build it back up. And I mean, right now, University of New Mexico, they fell short to Purdue COD in the response, but now they have a lot of material to go over to check what they need to fix as well. So let's take a look at that bracket. Let's see exactly what we're going to be looking at for the remainder of the day. And it's more or for what finishes off this day to send us into the top 8. So it's going to be Penn State versus OC Esports. Doesn't look like that finished up. Actually, it looks like Penn State Blue moved on into that series. A little bit questionable. We'll figure that out later. But you look at Ottawa Black, smooth as ever. 3 O's across the board. What do you expect from Ottawa Black? They're looking good today, as you expect from a team with that caliber. But if we move on down even farther through it, you got TAMU Maroon versus University of Michigan Call of Duty. That's going to be an interesting game, and I'd like to see what TAMU looks like going into this the CCL Summer Open, because that is an opponent who has potential to upset when you're looking through the rest of it. So a lot of interesting factors going through the bracket. Anything really kind of pique your interest here?
I mean, you said it, but Tamu Maru definitely piques my interest here. I mean, very, very good season in that Modern Warfare season. Didn't quite have the same team going into Cold War. They didn't. There were some issues. I don't quite remember what it was. I just remember that there was some team drama that happened for themselves here. But clearly, they're back. They look to be making a statement here once again throughout this run for themselves. I believe they did end up playing in the College Cup playoffs. I don't quite remember how they did in that as well. But I mean, I'd like to see that team find their resurgence, bring themselves back to what they once were inside of in the Modern Warfare season. So I mean, it's great to see.
I'd love to see that too, because I mean, you're going into the Modern Warfare engine. They did win the Modern Warfare year for CCL. They were the champions of the CCL 2 years ago. So you got to look at that. You got to have some interesting factors playing out for this squad, as they are going to be interesting to see going into the next season. But we're going to throw to a little bit of a break. And when we come back, another match of college COD. We are not done yet. So stay tuned for some more Call of Duty.